And good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Education, Leadership, and Beyond podcast. My name is Andrew Murata, host of the podcast, Surviving and Thriving. And good afternoon. Happy Father's Day. Again, the second day after Father's Day to everybody out there. It is Monday, June 22nd. And happy to be with you today. Proud member of the Education Podcast Network, Voice Ed Radio Canada, wherever you are taking in your podcast. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Happy to chat with April Knight today. April Knight's coming to us from Columbus, Ohio, and she is the president of NAESP, National Association of Elementary School Principals. And she's been serving in that role all year. So she's had to step away from her job as principal, Avondale Elementary School. And we will meet April in just a moment. I'm grateful for her joining us. She's had a busy schedule and a busy, certainly, year traveling. So we're going to hear all about that from April Knight in just a moment. And a word from IXL. It's the end of the school year here. Yes, we're still in session in New York. And IXL as a friend of the program, but as a teacher, you know you have all that data from all year long, and how can you use that to best serve your kids that you're sending on to the next grade and those that are coming to you. Here they are.
Thank you to IXL for sponsoring today's podcast. IXL is the most widely used online learning and teaching platform K-12. Over 1 million teachers use IXL in their classrooms every day. It empowers schools with complete curriculum, robust reporting, assessment data, and more. It saves teachers a lot of valuable time with ready-made plans aligned to the standards of the textbooks. Everything is all integrated into one platform, so you can simplify your EdTech tools. Visit IXL.com to lead students towards data-driven excellence today. The link is in the show notes. And again, thank you to IXL for sponsoring today's podcast.
All right. Thank you for that. Their link is in the show notes, friends. Let's get started. We're going to meet April in a moment. And I learned something about the NAESP president, that they step away from their job as principal. I didn't know that. So April has been, not in her role as principal all year long. And imagine, what would you do if you had a chance to step away from your job for a year? What would that look like for you? What experiences would you go through? What growth would you have? And we're going to ask April all of those questions and more when we meet her. I had a chance way back when, 1999 to 2000, I was in my teaching career a few years in, and I had a chance to volunteer. And I did that, and I lived in Italy for a year, volunteering with the Augustinians, the Catholic organization of St. Augustine. And wow, what an experience it was. Stepping away, I was working, and I stepped away for a whole year. My fiance at the time, now my wife, went to England. I went to Italy, and it was a year away. No work, no anything else going on other than volunteering, and it was great. It was a great experience, kind of changed my life, and I can't wait to hear from April about what that experience was like for her. So think about that. If you had a chance to step away from your job for a year, what would that look like for you? What would you do? What would you read? What new routines would you start? You have summer here for many educators. They have some time off. So that's a great reflection question for you. If you could step away, what would that year look like for you? And we're going to hear right now from April Knight, the president of NAESP. Here she is, Columbus, Ohio. Welcome, April.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. This is April Knight, everyone, president of NAESP. She's got the swag on.
Yeah.
Of Avondale Elementary. So April, you heard my kind of opening comment there. What would it be like? So what was it like for you stepping away from your role as principal to do this amazing experience as president of NAESP?
Well, I'll tell you, the role initiated as vice president. It's a 3-year term. 1 year as vice president, and then president-elect, and then president. But in the first 2 years as vice president and president-elect, you're still in your building. Your responsibilities are minimal. And so when I did have opportunities to go to our board meetings or our events in those first 2 years, kind of gave me an idea of what I was stepping into. But as I began to prepare for taking on the role of president, it was a little nerve-wracking to start with, just knowing that someone else is going to be in my building, and because I've been there for 15 years. And fortunately, it was somebody that I had as an intern many years ago. So there was some familiarity. But you are kind of out of the picture as much as you want to be. And I think that was my challenge, was trying to figure out how much involvement do I still want to have in my school while I'm in this role. And so I think I found a good balance. As administrators, we know throughout the year, there are always some challenges that come up or some changes that come up that can really impact our schools and the future of our schools. And so there have been a few occasions where my interim has reached out, said, we've got these vacancies coming up, and this is what I'm thinking. What are your thoughts? So I was able to keep in touch that way. But otherwise, I really have tried to allow them to do what they do, and have had just an incredible opportunity serving as president, coming to an end soon. And it's an August 1 to July 31st term. And it just truly has been incredible.
Wow. Wow, that's awesome. Friends, this is April Knight, again, NAESP President. April, so stepping away from your job, you've been to a ton of places, you've met a ton of people. Tell me some of the things you've learned. So how are you better? You've been doing this a long time, 35 years as an educator. In what ways have you grown this year?
I think this year has helped me value what I can contribute to things more. I'm not one of those people that is, out promoting myself or anything like that. So as I'm meeting people across the country and they have familiarity with who I am and my role, because of NAESP, it's been just a great opportunity to kind of see, okay, I do have some great strengths that are important and that people value. And that has been kind of enlightening for me. That's not, like I said, that's not who I am. That's not my personality, but it's been a great experience this year, and the feedback from people and the opportunity to speak and meet different associations across the country has just been a great opportunity and experience. And it truly is the pinnacle of my career. I couldn't imagine at all when I started that I would ever be in this position. So
congratulations. So exciting. April, when I go present places and I'm in a different environment and I see a sign, I see the way they do their school open. I see things, right? And we as educators, we're the best thieves, right? We take this, we take that to our district. Well, you must have seen a ton of things going to all of these state conferences and regional events. What are some things that stood out? And you don't have to mention the place if you don't want to single it out, but like, this organization had this incredible thing. What were some things that really stood out to you?
Well, I think one of the things that stood out across the year is that there are so many similarities across the country. And the biggest one, of course, is just the connections that people like to have and the relationships that are built. And so that's been reassuring that across the country, no matter where we've traveled to or what schools we visited or what state conferences we've attended, just the relationships that are built and can continue through those. That's been a great experience, and I truly happy to see that, because that's important to me. Relationships are very important to me, and that's a big part of who I am as an educator, and especially in this particular role. But there have been some amazing schools we visited. My husband was fortunate to travel with me because he's retired. And so we were up at Lake George Elementary in Lake George, New York, and had just a spectacular visit. And what I loved so much about that visit was that they had student leaders that truly took care of us. They took my husband and I on tours of the building. They talked to us about their programs. They made sure that we were noticing the artwork that was on the walls and everything like that. And I loved that, because it just showed that they had so much pride in their school, and that all goes back to leadership. And so that was an exceptional opportunity there. And we have been to Montana and Utah, Hawaii, and yes, and we got to go to Hawaii twice.
Wow.
Once because they were hosting the Zone 9 conference there for their states, and then we went back to celebrate their National Distinguished Principal and National Outstanding Assistant Principals. And Hawaii they do things unlike anybody else. It is such a community across. We were in Honolulu, and it truly was spectacular. We loved every minute of being with the community members and with the educators and administrators there. So that was just a huge highlight for us for this year. And my husband and I had never been to Hawaii, so twice in 6 weeks, that was, incredible.
Wow.
But we also just got back recently from Texas, and Texas goes big. They truly put on an incredible conference. They had about 2,000 attendees.
Wow.
And so getting up in front of them and just kind of giving them a little greeting from NAESP was pretty special. And they all were just incredibly kind and gracious. And that's been the common theme across all of the visits that we've had, is that everybody is incredibly kind, welcoming, and truly are in this business because of the love for kids and wanting to make sure that they have what they need to succeed. And so that's been just a delight.
Awesome. April, you mentioned, speaking in front of 2,000 people. What did you learn about presenting, right? You're in different places and different cultures, different communities. What'd you learn about presenting and engaging audiences around the country?
I try to do a little bit of research when I can. But I usually have had an opportunity to touch base with either the state executive director or our NAESP state representatives that are from the area, and really want to know what do their members want, what do they need, what do they want to hear, what do they need to hear, and then just try to be as authentic as I can be. I love NAESP, and it has been very, very good to me. And so there are so many things that we provide to our members, and I want everybody to know as much as possible for that. But it's also important that there's a personable piece of it. And so I might talk about my family. my daughter, who is turning 26, when she was younger, she always said, "Mom, I hate kids. I'm never going to have kids." And she is now a primary special education teacher. So, just there are things that I think kind of help warm up people to who you are, and kind of help them determine whether or not they really want to take your message and do something with it. But I'm just very fortunate to have had this opportunity, and getting to spread the word about NAESP has been huge.
Fantastic. And your daughter's getting married coming up here this summer, is that right?
She is. She's getting married August 8th. Yeah. So my term ends July 31st. I report back to work August 3rd. And then on that Saturday, the 8th, we're having a wedding. So it's going to be a little fast paced getting back into the routine.
Talk about shifting gears. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. That's an exciting time.
It is. Thank you.
You mentioned about going back to work, April. And again, you've been out of the principal chair for a while now, a year. What did you miss most about Avondale?
Definitely the connections with the kids. And I have a fantastic staff. And so having the opportunity to get back with them and find out about their families and how things have been going with them. But it just getting back to what I know is what I'm most looking forward to. And while there are going to be a lot of changes coming from my district, and we're doing some restructuring and reorganizing, that sort of thing, I think there's still going to be such familiarity with all of it that it's just going to kind of feel like I'm stepping right back into it. So,
yeah, you've been at it a long time. Again, Avondale Elementary School, and you've been the principal there 13 years. Did you say? Is that right?
I've been principal there 15 years. I've been a principal for a total of 22 years.
Wow. Wow. What are you going to bring back to your school, right? When we're principals, we go to a summer conference and we learn this, and we come back and we're all excited. But you mentioned like the student-led activities you saw at St. Lake George School or St. George School. What is something that you're going to bring back to your school and say, hey, this is a great program I saw? What were some things that you'd like to bring back?
Well, I think we have a student council at our building, and it's just kind of in the beginning phases. My counselor runs that, and there are so many things that I think we have an opportunity to open up for the kids with that. My students they love to be in the spotlight. They love to showcase themselves. And so finding ways to get more visitors into the building, especially like legislators. I'd like to get them into the building so that they see what we're actually doing in schools, but letting the kids take that leadership role and the adults stepping back and just being that support. I think that's going to be one thing that I really want to work on this year, about really making this something that the students own.
Beautiful. Well, good luck with all of this stuff this summer and the transition, and what a great opportunity. Did you track in a calendar, like how many places you went? Did you visited 50, 60, 70 places? Like, did you track all that?
Yeah, we tracked. We spent times in several different states. And then, like I said, Hawaii, we were there twice. I was in New York State 3 times. Yeah. And then attended conferences that are kind of outside of NAESP. I attended the AMLE conference because NAESP we have established a partnership with AMLE and their middle level educators. And so that was pretty exciting. I got to go there. They had their conference in Indianapolis in November, and we attended there, and I got to announce that partnership. I also attended AASA, the Superintendents Association's conference. So it really was kind of a variety of things. And while it wasn't as many states as I would have liked to have attended, part of that is that state affiliations, they have their conferences, a lot of them have at the same time.
Yeah.
And so, depending on the time of the year, that sort of thing. So there were some conferences that I didn't get to that maybe our executive director attended. We also went through a period like April and May. Typically, there are no conferences during that time because of standardized testing and because end of the year activities and things. So that was kind of a quiet moment where I could focus more on some of the things that I have to do for the association that are not related to attending conferences, that sort of thing. So, but it was a whirlwind. It was fantastic. And truly, I can't wait for our president-elect who's taking over, Dr. Amory Gleason. She's from Nashville. And so she takes over August 1. And we also have a new executive director that'll be starting August 1, Dr. Earl Franks. After 9 years and 40 years in education, 9 years as our executive director, he is retiring on July 31st. So a big part of my year was also spent on finding that replacement. And that was a lot. So we have the right person coming in, and so for her and Anne-Marie to start seeing what this year entails, I'm very excited for them.
Awesome. Well, good luck with all of that. And the summer conference is here. They rebranded the name National School Leaders Conference in Orlando. If I'm an elementary principal, April, why should I go? I've never been, right? Why should I go to that? And what can I expect to be as an attendee at that conference?
So our dates are July 13th through 15th, and we are holding it at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort.
Nice.
We have outstanding keynote speakers, including former Secretary of Education, Miguel Cardona. He's going to be speaking with us. And we have a lot of great breakout sessions. There are streamlined strands that are built around those sessions. We have middle level sessions. We have sessions for secondary. We have sessions on early childhood, and then looking at things like SEL and things like that. There's a great deal of opportunity to further yourself with your professional learning, but there's a great amount of opportunities to meet, collaborate with others. We have zone directors that are having meetings, and that's an opportunity for the variety of states to get together. Like I'm from Ohio, and that's part of Zone 3. So that's Virginia, West Virginia, Ohio, Maryland, and DC. And we have receptions where all of those people that are attending can go have a beverage, little snacks, but meet other people that are from their areas. You're also having an opportunity to meet people from across the country. And these are connections that you will want to continue with. I have friends from all across the country that I know I can rely on if I'm coming into something that I just need a sounding board, or I need somebody that's had some experience with that. I know that there are other people that I can meet. We also have things called communities of practice, and these are specific to like-minded people or areas. We have that for the early childhood. We have women in leadership. We have LGBTQ plus. So there's a lot of different ways that you can be involved. But just seeing what we have to offer, it truly is one of those experiences. You go once, you're going to want to go every time. And this is going to be, of course, even more special because we're at Disney. So that just adds that wonderful factor where a lot of them are bringing families. A lot of my own board members were bringing families, and so it's going to be a lot of fun. But we're really excited for it. We've looked forward for this for the past year, and have worked really hard to get everything all set up.
Awesome. April, I put the link in the chat here for those looking at it. It has all the information there. It has the sessions and all of that. April, for somebody who goes to conferences, myself as a presenter, what do the board, what do the decision makers look for if you are somebody, a leader who wants to present at an event like that? What is something that you would say if a person was putting in a submission to be an event, one of the sessions there? What recommendations would you offer that person?
So, first of all, we have a committee made up of members across the country, and at varying levels and different positions that serve on the review committee. So as you're creating a proposal for any conference, you want to make sure that you know your audience and that you have an engaging way to get your message across. It's important to recognize that, people are going to be varying levels of experience, and how do you provide for them? If you've got someone that's new to the principalship, if you have somebody who maybe is an aspiring principal, or the veterans, how do you meet those needs? And just what is it that makes your presentation stand out? And so we do a lot of reviewing of those proposals, and it goes through a process of rating and ranking, and then we have an incredible committee of our staff that work to review that and go through all of that and put those final touches on it. So it's a pretty extensive process, and if you don't get accepted one year, try again, because the needs change, the focuses of the conference change, and what that then it might be that what maybe wasn't what we were looking for the first year now is something we definitely have a need for. So those are things that I would say should be considered.
Yeah. Now, friends, if you're watching live, jump in the chat, say hello to April. She's the president of NAESP. And like she just shared, if you're an educator, you're a school leader, and you want to present, continue to apply for conferences and do that. They're enriching, they're engaging, and what a great opportunity to land at a place like the NAESP conference, now named, I want to make sure I say it right, National School Leaders Conference this July in Orlando. And April, if you give me a second here, as you know, I speak, and I just want to share a word about that. I love presenting the groups there. I won't be with NAESP this year, but I hope to be there one year. And here's a quick word on that. So give me a second.
Are you looking for a speaker for your next event? What is it? Opening day of school, a summer leadership event, professional development for next year, a business meeting? Andrew Murata is ready to be your speaker. For the past 7 years, Andrew has been speaking to schools, businesses, and civic organizations, bringing energy, enthusiasm, and real connection to every audience. Connect with Andrew to learn more. He would be honored and excited to support your team with spirit, motivation, and inspiration you're looking for.
Thank you, April, for that. April, summer is here. You have a wedding coming up. You're getting back to being principal. What are some leadership routines? What are some things you have? Your grown children. Shout out to Justin, Raina, and your third child who's getting married. What's her name?
Erin.
Aaron. Okay. Your grown children. Your husband Michael. Happy Father's Day. What are some routines that you're looking forward to personally and professionally in your summer?
Well, I think because my term goes until July 31st, I'm still kind of in that focused mode of checking my emails and having Zoom calls and that sort of thing. But for me, one of the things that personally I like to do during the summertime is to read and to read books that may not be professionally oriented. And so that's been something that I've been trying to make sure that I make time to do. But my husband and I have been working on this project with our photos, and we're working on scanning all of our photos onto a hard drive, and we have thousands and thousands of photos. So that's kind of been an ongoing project for the summer, more his project than mine, but we're definitely in the process of working on that. But, summer is that time you really kind of need to step back. You need to relax and rejuvenate and get yourself in a position where you are fresh and ready to come back to start the school year. And I'm looking forward to that. I really am.
Cool. Well, good luck with the wedding and your family, your daughter Erin getting married. April, anything else you want to share that I didn't ask you about?
I think I would like to say thank you to all of the school leaders that continue to do the work every single day. We know how difficult it is, and we have these jobs that are critical to our students' success, to our educators' success, and just know that you're valued. Sometimes it doesn't feel that way, but you are critical to the success of our country in the future. So just want to say thanks.
Well said there, April. I agree with you. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but it's nice that you say it. It's nice that we live it. And I think those returns come back later in life. You got the little kids now, right? 4th, 5th, 6th grade. When they're graduating high school, 10, 15 years later, they're going to see you, they're going to thank you. They're going to remember the things that you did. So, well
Absolutely.
said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. Well, let's get to rapid fire, April. There's a lot happening, lots going on. These are quick answers. First thing that pops in your head, okay? You ready?
I'll do my best.
Here we go. Last movie you saw.
The last movie I saw was The Wizard of Oz in Las Vegas in the Sphere. So that was
yeah. How was that?
It was unbelievable. It really
felt
was.
Like you were in the tornado.
You did. And The Wizard of Oz is my favorite movie. And so this was something that my husband and I decided we were going to do. That was an incredible experience. And everyone I know that has had that opportunity, it's spectacular. So if you're ever out that way, I think anything in the Sphere is amazing because of the whole setup of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting to see my favorite movie was pretty special.
All right, we got to build on that question. How much is a ticket to the Wizard of Oz at the Sphere?
It was about 120, and we were kind of sitting way up high. So,
but still, at that cost, it was worth it.
Oh, most definitely.
Wow.
Yeah, it truly was.
All right, let's keep going with this. If your favorite character of the Wizard of Oz and why?
I think my favorite character is the Scarecrow, just because he truly has a lot more knowledge and understanding than he realizes, and I think that's the way a lot of people are.
Beautiful, beautiful. Last concert you went to. Kenny's there now.
I can't even remember the last concert I went to. I was trying to figure that out, so
Yeah.
I have to pass on that one.
Okay. Well, the last song you sang out loud in the car.
I don't know. I'm kind of one of those that hums things. I
Okay.
don't sing out loud, but we listen to a lot of current country. And then I do have a kind of a Broadway thing that my husband doesn't care for, but I hum more than I sing. So
You like Broadway, though?
I do. I do.
Wow. Did you come to a show when you were in New York? Did you see a show?
We did. We saw the Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
Okay.
My husband and I both are kind of Harry Potter friends, and so we got to see that off Broadway, and
Okay.
but not the big musicals. They were all sold out, and
Yeah.
but that was all right. That was
Well,
all
come
right.
see us again in New York. I'm a Broadway
Yeah,
myself. I sing the music. I love it. Yeah.
good, very good.
Okay. Well, Columbus, Ohio. Fill in the blank. Columbus, Ohio is.
A great place to visit, a great place to live. There is so much here in Columbus specifically. We have a phenomenal zoo. A lot of people are familiar with who Jack Hanna is, and Jack Hanna was our director of our Columbus Zoo for many, many, many years. It's truly a spectacular experience. So the zoo, something we have what's called COSI, the Center for Science and Industry, and it's just a lot of fun for families to go and experience science and learn about things. But there's so much shopping, great restaurants, and you're at the home of the Ohio State University. That's should be enough right there.
Capital T H E, the Ohio State.
That is
Urban Meyer, is he a hero or a villain?
It depends on the day and it depends on the topic. But he brought a lot to Ohio State, so I would have to say he's kind of a good guy.
Yeah. Are you in the mix? Like Saturday game days, are you like a Buckeye through and through? Like,
Yeah, I have got my master's, my principal licensure from the Ohio State University. Our daughter Raina, who is that air quality specialist for Ohio EPA, she got all of her schooling, her PhD from Ohio State. So we are big into Ohio State. Not as much going to the games as watching the games.
okay.
Going to the games, like football, it's very difficult to get tickets, even if you're alumni. But it's still a great experience, and everybody has fun tailgating, so we enjoy it.
It's on our list. My son and I visit a stadium every year. The Shoe. We almost went to the Notre Dame game a couple of years ago. They opened, but it's on the list there. So.
Yep, absolutely. It
He'll
is
have
amazing.
to hide his Michigan jersey if we go there. He'll have to.
Probably, yeah. Probably.
Not a good idea. Where's your vacation spot? You visited the country this year. Where'd you and your family? What's your favorite vacation spot?
Well, I think our favorite spot was a couple years ago. We had the opportunity to go to Rome, and that was just undescribable. I mean, we just truly were in awe of everything there, and would love to go back. But I think over the course of this year in particular, what for me, I really would love to go and travel Montana and the Dakotas and just that whole Big Sky area.
Yeah.
It just is beautiful countryside, and I would really love to have an opportunity to really explore that instead of necessarily being tied to a conference. So,
Yeah. And you're in and out when you're at the conference.
That's right. That's right. You know that.
Wide open spaces for sure. Beautiful out there. What was a travel hack you learned this year? I'm sure you had points and travel and all this status and all that. What's a travel hack you learned?
Well, I'll tell you, we have tried all kinds of different things that are dealing with luggage and whatnot. And so those vacuum pack bags that you can get, they help with space, saving space, but they become very, very heavy. And so here we were thinking that we were saving a lot of space when in fact we were adding pounds to the luggage. So we are still at that point, even though we're getting close to the end, we're still trying to figure out how to balance that. But yeah, those things we have a little vacuum that sucks out the air and everything. They really make it easy, but again, it gets really, really heavy.
What's something that's a pet peeve of yours, something that gets under your skin?
I think something that I have always had an issue with, I'm that rule follower. So if there's a deadline, I will make sure that I have met the deadline. And it greatly bothers me when there are people that don't make that deadline. Mm-hmm. And then there's an impact and there's conversations that are had with everybody instead of those certain people. And so that's something that has always bothered me. If you are expected to commit to something and it's a deadline, please do. That's just how I feel.
Amen to that. And then certainly addressing the whole crowd when half the people did it right is a no-no. Yes. I learned that early in my principal journey.
Yes.
Made that mistake.
Absolutely.
If money was no object, what's your favorite hobby?
I think traveling, definitely.
Right. So that fit well this year for you.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Something about April 9th that people do not know about.
Well, I think we've had a lot of ups and downs this past year, personally. And I think what most people don't know is that my husband, Michael, is the person that I rely on the most. But over the course of this year, he has grown as a person because of our experiences and has then helped me grow as a person. And so I think most people wouldn't know how active he is now with NAESP. He's kind of the add-on and knows so much about it. That's just been a joy for me.
Fantastic. Congratulations to Michael Knight there. And that's awesome to hear, April. Well said.
Thanks.
Yeah. How about a quote to bring us home? I see you got a quote behind you, but what's a quote that you want to share with everyone here?
So there's one by Brene Brown that really resonates with me, and it's what we know matters, but who we are matters more.
Say it one more time.
What we know matters, but who we are matters more. And I think that's something that has really come out for me over the course of this past year.
April Knight, friends, president of NAESP. She's been an educator, 35 plus years, so many different leadership roles. The Ohio Association of Elementary School Administrators, the Columbus Administrators Association, Board of Directors for the Ohio Association, so many different leadership roles, and they've all led to this here, this year. So congratulations, April.
Thank you.
Fantastic today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Best on your journey. Best of luck this summer. And certainly the wedding, you and your family.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Andrew.
All right. Congratulations. Stay on the line a second, April. We're going to sign off here in the podcast. If April can help you, she mentioned her email earlier. April, you are spot on with your email. You answer so quickly. And if I can help you, don't hesitate to reach out. Keep surviving and thriving, friends. And thanks to April Knight for today. Great job.
Thanks.
All right.